Joy. I am Joy and I live in Minnesota. Here I am again. I was working on this journal last week and I decided that I was not going to put you through the pain of sitting through all of this tedious slip knot stuff. But I am going to show you how I put together the slip knot journal. And let's see, hang on. Up, view my channel. Let me get where I'm at. There I am. Yay me. Okay. So, some things that you need to know before you begin. This is what the end looks like, and I think, when you're done, that's what it's going to look like. And I knew I'd be too close. See, I'm too close. Anyway, but I want to be close so you can see the knot and how to do this. And I'll move it up and out as I get along. Get along, doggies. All right, so some of the things that you're going to need to do is you want to use, okay, so I've watched several, hey there, Miss Nantucket Ridge, look at you. I I want to tell you that most of the people that I watched said you want to use heavier cardstock, not just regular scrapbook paper even is not thick enough. They suggested cardboard. They suggested like using cereal box. I know, Tammy, check it out. I'm doing the slip knot slip knot stitch. Now, Miss Penny showed in Timeless Paper Treasures the other day how to do it, and just so you know, she did make an error. So you do not want to double your pages. You want a single page, and you do want it to be heavier paper. Now, most of the ones that I've seen do this, they only do like 5 pages. Well, I decided to do, I think it's 42 pages. 40, I'm pretty sure it's 42 pages. So you need a 1/8 inch punch hole. Now, what I did to make mine work was I took all of the time to put on all of these little, whatever you call them, pieces of ephemera. And these are made out of cardstock, and so therefore they're thicker. And then I put it on regular paper, and that's how I got this funky look here. So you do want to use an 1/8 inch. Yes, that is why I was making the whole papers. So this is a 1/8 inch, the smaller hole, that is a 1/8 inch if you have one of these. If not, use, it is best to use the 1/8 inch I've found to get my wax thread. Now, I would use wax thread, definitely, and I'll tell you why. Because when you're putting it together, I don't know if you can see. Let's see, what am I saying? Hi, Twyla. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Natty. Woohoo! Um, if you can see this right, I can't see it because you guys, my frame's in the way. But right here, when you're putting it together, if you're using wax thread, you will be able to see this way better. If it's twisted. If it's twisted like this, it won't look right here. So you want to make sure that you don't twist it. So the paper you use is thicker paper. You want to, now it's everybody, every single person said, start with the back cover, move to the front cover. And what you do is you put your papers in a row, and then you're pulling from the bottom, pulling from the bottom. Well, Joy doesn't want to do that because when you get done, you have all these strings hanging out. Oops. And I don't want the strings hanging out. So my thought was, I started at the front. Embroidery thread would work, but you would want to wax it. Use a piece of beeswax and wax it really good. The problem is that wax thread is got so much wax on it that it's already bound together so good. Now they say, now I found this to be not true. Now maybe for a real short journal that has maybe 10 pages in it, it would work. However, it does not work for my big honkin' 42-page journal. They said you need to use 3 inches of thread for every page in your book. So you count how many pages you have, and you take 3 inches for every page. Well, that multiplied out to be like 130 some feet. I found that to be excessive, as you will see right here. You see how much thread is there? I only have 3 pages left. So I would say maybe if you're making a short one, yes. And I don't want to cut this, so I didn't until I'm getting close to the end. What I'm planning on doing is I don't want these threads hanging out, and I'm planning on wrapping it over, and on my spine, I'm going to like stick it to the back of my, I'm going to stick it here. I already put my stupid stuff on there like a ding dong, so I'll have to undo. But once it's done, I plan on putting it here, and then maybe covering it with another board to make it stay under there and be tight. That's my plan. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll find out. You and I, we're going to do it. Let's see. Did anybody ever say anything here? Hi, Barbara. Any other questions? Let's see. So somebody said that you could you use a needle? Well, I don't know. They thought it through, and they thought you could use a needle if you were using the needle at this end. But you can't use a needle and put it on one, slide it on, because then your needle would be stuck hanging out here. So that won't work unless, and I don't know. If you're using the wax thread, it works just great, and you don't have to worry about it. It was how many pages times 3? It was 3 inches for every page in your book. Is that right? That's right? That's what you read, didn't you, Penny? Now, you don't go like the typical junk journal where you're measuring this and then you're taking it times 3. No. Every page count, and then add 3 inches for every page. So, now what Penny did incorrectly, and she'll tell you when she does it, hey, Miss Michelle, is she folded her paper to make it thicker, and then she strengthened the edge of it. What she didn't think about is when these open up, let's see if I can not hit the camera, you want them to be like this. Well, with hers, she has one page folded, so it's not opening. It's catching here. She could just leave it. She took hers out. So just be aware, you could do that if you want to, but you certainly don't, if you want it to look exact, like every page open and you can see the spine, then you want to do it like this, okay? We're living and learning. That's what we're doing. So you need 3 strings, not stings. You don't need stings. You need 3 strings, 3 waxed threads. Now, let's see. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. So you don't want to take them out of order. Actually, I probably should move over here and then move these here so you see what I'm doing. You don't want to take them out of order. What I did was I took my book, I turned it over, and then I'm pulling from underneath every time, okay? Now, the person that I watched, and she was very, very good. Let me write her on here so you can see. Her name was Jeri, Jeri Bellini, on YouTube. And she had like a little 9-minute video that was so quick and handy dandy. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you first. We're going to pretend that I haven't started, okay? Just for you guys. We're going to pretend this is our new long piece of thread, waxed. Now, you always want to go from the top. We're going to pretend this is where we're starting, okay? Pretend that's not done. So you're going to go from the top down, all right? And then once you come down, you're going to go through the middle, okay? And you would normally, let's pretend this is the end of the thread because I'm just giving you fake stuff. I could, well, here, I'll just do it right. Wait a minute. This one is like forever long. Let me cut it and do it. I just don't want to get crazy. I don't want to cut it too short. Let's pretend this is our string. Yes. Okay, so you would take your string and you would fold it in half. See that? you're going to take the end that is not cut, and you're going to take it down from the top straight through, just in case for people that don't know what a slip knot is. So then you're going to split this apart, and you're going to go down through the middle of it, all right, and pull it through. So the next one, let's pretend I'm taking this out of order. Let's pretend the next one, you're going to go again. You're going to take the 2 strings, go down from the top. Well, actually, you're going to take the end of the string. What am I saying? And you could cut these off to be even. You don't have to have them crooked. If you put a little glue on the ends, it'll make it easier on your life. So then you're going to take the 2 and go, let me put glue on them. I'm going to need glue on them anyway. Just a little dab of glue on any string that you're trying to feed through a buttonhole or any kind of a hole will make your life easier. And of course, now my throat wants to give me grief. Hold on. I got to have a cheers in 5 seconds. Hold on. Let's get a cheers, ladies. Oops. You knot it once in each hole. You're going to do 1 string, 2 strings, 3 strings. I'm just getting you going here. You'll see after I get going here. So you take both strings down through. Okay, so this was my bottom. You're taking this one. Thank you. And you're putting it through the top. Trying to keep my hands out of the way. And then as you're coming through for your second round, you want to make sure that these 2 are perfectly straight, not twisted. Spread them apart, and then go in between them and grab the 2 new ones. Does that make sense? And you don't want to like pull it super tight. You just want to kind of grip it a little bit. And then when you go to your next one, you'll go to your next, so forth. That's where we're going to be right now on the other page. So I'm going to take this out. Any questions about that though? The way you start is you just make a slip knot. You just pull and string in half, and then you're going to pull it through. Okay, we're getting rid of this then. And we're going to finish the last 3 pages. So pretend that we've done all of that and we've got to this point. Dun, 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 dun. You want to make sure it's tight before you start. I'm going from the bottom, pulling the next one up. I'm getting my strings, and believe me, they're really long because I did not need that much thread, by no means. You're going to get your 2 little ends, go through the hole, and I should put glue on this one too. It's okay, I only have 3 pages to do. So I found it easier to go ahead and get your strings about this close before you start. See, that's twist. No, that's not twisted. Pull it tight. I'm using waxed thread, 1 millimeter. So I pulled it apart again, and then I'm pulling this through the middle. It's an easy no binding. Now you can leave this a little loose until you get these 2 on and then tighten them all 3 at the same time. Man, I need something for my throat, y'all. 1 moment. I gotta get I'm sorry, I'm gonna suck on a cough drop. I don't know why my throat started doing this because it wasn't doing it before. Not at all, but I need something. Maybe I wasn't talking as much. I could show you what wax thread looks like. It comes different ways. So, oops, it can come like that. Let me show you it when, see how it's so thick that it kind of, this is sticking to this. It has beeswax on it. Okay. All right. Or you can buy beeswax and add it to any thread. This is when they sell, and you would just take your thread, one piece of thread. You would take one piece of thread and you would just roll it through this, see, and pull it out, and it puts more wax on it. That's the way they sell waxed thread, or waxed. If you want to use different threading, I guess. Looks like the page peeper. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, 1 millimeter. Now, Penny used Aunt Lydia's crochet thread type of stuff, which, all right, all I did was go through, and it's caught on my chair, of course. Pull it all the way through. When you get to this stage, I have to pull it over here so I can actually see what I'm doing. See how it's spreading apart? Can you see right there? It's spreading apart and it's not twisting. That's where you know you've done it. You've got it right. Peek your little pinchers in, pull through. Easy peasy. Kind of make it a little bit tighter. Oh, this is the Bugtopia. And, oh my gosh, who did she say it was? Do you guys remember who Terry told me it was? I was going to remember. I didn't write it down because I thought, well, I can remember that. Wrong. See how that's twisted? If you pull it, you can tell it's spreading apart. There's a hole in the middle. There's a hole in the middle of the seam. Okay. From that, I'm pulling it through. Now, this is when you want to go and make sure that you have it taut, tight, if you will. Pull them all three. Now, don't pull them so hard that you're ripping this hole. Just, you want it taut. That's my fancy word for you guys. You know, me doing all of this, I think I figured up that it really only took about 2 hours. This took longer than that, honestly. Oh, sunflowers and doors. Thank you, Terry. I'm glad you're here and didn't go to sleep yet. Sunflowers and DORS, not doors is her dog, I guess, is who this kit is that I used, which is Bugtopia. She had a whole little thing going on. So, for those that watched last week. All right, so again, we're going to find that is twisted. No, it is not. Spread it apart, grab the 2 innards, pull it through. This goes really fast once you get the hang of it. It really. 2 hours doing all of this threading. It took me probably 5 hours to the way I did all this dumb stuff. Putting these on, punching holes twice, like a door, because I didn't do it right the first time. You know what? Oops, don't let go. Don't let go, don't let go. We're going to make those holes go through there if they want to or not. I have plenty of thread, so I'm not going to worry about it. I could go ahead and cut it. Again, I'm going to pull these apart. Thank you. That looks twisted to me. There, it was twisted. With this thread, you can really tell. I don't know, Penny, could you tell on yours when you did yours? Hey, you guys, Miss Penny has finally gone to YouTube. So please go over to Nantucket Ridge Journals, not right this minute, write it down for later, and subscribe to her channel. And if anybody else wants to add their subscription, please do. Don't care. You guys can put it in the comments later. I really don't care. I'm all about sharing and love, sharing the love. All right, I did go kind of through and pull these tight before I pulled that tight, you know, just because, and to make sure it didn't loosen up. Now here's where, yeah, Penny had to take hers apart because of that little goof up that I told you about. All right, you're always going from the top down, not from the bottom up. You're going from the top down. Don't forget that. Okay, this is where Joy's going. I put eyelets on mine, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's the hole. Oh, my honey's here. All right, there you go. And then I'm going to show you the journal because okay, also remember when you're making this style journal that what happens is that, sorry, my husband distracted me. When you're making this style of journal, you want to make sure that your pages, you know how we do alligator mouths? You will have, I'll show you in a second. It goes the other way. So make sure you have enough ephemera. I made my whole journal first, and then you guys let me know if I freeze up because my honey just turned on the TV. I can't have the TV on when I do this. All right. Oh, see? All right. So when we end this, you have a tying off process as well to make sure that it doesn't come apart. So you're going to take the back cover. This one's going to go around here underneath and come out here. Okay? And this might be when and I'm making it loose when I'm doing this, but I'm going to tighten it before I do. And then you're taking the other one and going around and coming around the other way. Okay, so all I did was I loop-de-loo around the knot, but now because it's sliding down, I feel like maybe it would help if I stack this up so it's not sliding it down. Let me add a couple there. That might keep it from doing that. Okay, so first I want this tight, and then I want this tightened, and I've already gone loop-de-loo, so I'm tying that, and then you're going to tie it in a square knot. So right over left through the loop, tighten, left over right. You can look square knot up anywhere, and tighten. Now I'm going to take these back through when I get done, but let me finish this whole little process first before I do that next process. Let's see. What are you saying? I know, we need her to post another video. So this is the right string, and I'm going around. You see how it loosens up? Just make sure you tighten it before. It'll be fine. And then I'm taking it back through to peek out here. That's the right string, I think. And then the left, was that the right string? This is the left string going around the left side. Pulling it through, pushing it through. Okay. And it looks like a mumbo jumbo net mess, but tighten it up first. Where is it? I did do it wrong. Hold on, Joy did it wrong. Sorry, don't mean to confuse you. Tweezer time. Tweezer time. You can tell when you're doing something wrong with the wax thread. It makes it really easy. Okay, wait. What on earth? Hold on. I want to make sure I'm doing it right because this is the last steps, right? All right. Here we are. We have it tight. This goes around all of it. Did I do that? Maybe I only did. I don't know what I did. I'm going this way. Oops. If I can catch it and peek it through here. And then I'm going to go from here around and through here. And I thought that's what I did, but maybe, who knows. All right. Where is it tighten at? Tightens right. What if I could just tighten all of it? No, that doesn't work. Hold on. This needs to tighten from here and from there. Okay, there, and there. Oh, did I not get it through? Hold on. There. Oh my goodness. All right, right over left. Left over right. Sorry, I'm not paying attention, you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, though. Like this idea. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. Right over left, left over right, and square knot. See what I say about you have all these little strings hanging out? A brownie knot. Yeah, that's kind of what they did back in brownies, wasn't it? Or is that what you're talking about? Maybe you're from another country, so it might be different what you're talking about. Okay. You love the strings. See, I wouldn't mind. Now, some of the people went through and added in strings to the front so it looked the same, but I want to get rid of the strings. And you can add, as you're going, you could have added buttons. I thought about that later, you know. You could have added buttons and charms and stuff. Or you can put them on with a pin after the fact. Come on, give me it. It won't give it to me. Here it is. Okay, there we go. Let's get that little sucker back down, pull it through. Tighten this up, then tighten these, pull them right over left, whoop, and left over right. Now, officially, the journal is put together. Now, I want to move you guys up. Sorry, close your eyes if you get dizzy. I'm moving you up to higher heights here. We'll see. That way I don't, since this process is done. Now you want a Twinkie. Okay. So let me get these out of the way. So this is the back. And also make sure that you're watching your pages. So see, normally they said go from the back to the front. So you'd have these hanging out up here. I don't want those hanging out up there. I want them hidden back here. So, and I might do this later off screen. I want to pull them around like this so that they're not showing and you have this instead of this. Do you know what I mean? Terry's sleepy. She probably went to bed. She took her medicine. Okay. Anyway, I'll do that later. But for now, I just want to show you my journal. Can you see? All right. I added glossy accents on this, and then I flipped it upside down on my leg. So, and you see what I mean about the alligator mouth, except the wrong way? All of this added extra girth to this edge. So I think what I'm going to do is use, and I didn't measure, and of course you can tell. And then there's the bottom and the side. Okay, so I'm going to cut these off so they're not so long. Hanging out. We don't need them so long. There we go. Get rid of them. See, they just have them hanging out. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so I used some glossy accents, and then I used gold paint around the edge to make that all pretty. And see, it'll just open flat if it would. You would add charms to the threads? I think I might. I thought about it. Well, I want to add a 2025 because I bought a lot of 2025 to add to every one of them. So I tried to put something on every page thinking I would write. And I did add different things. So this paper is, so I used paper that was thin, but already, you know, like I bought from Temu, that it was already made. Miss Penny made this wonderful grungy paper, and I bought that from her. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I love it. Okay, so I'm going to have to add pictures, and I might add pictures. I'm going to have to add a lot of pictures and stuff to make girth for this. I did so much fussy cutting. Ugh, shoot me now. That took so long, you guys. Really a long time. I do like how these came out, though. My stamping's not the best over here, so I might just put a picture over the whole top of that. That way I don't have to look at that, because, you know, I wasn't proud of it. And there's nothing, I don't think I put in. There wasn't anything to put in these, so I'll have to make something to put in them. The kit was kind of a little bit different. Anyway, it had tons of ephemera. I did use those 3 books. You guys saw the last time what I used. I used stamping. And I made this so you could see from either side. It would flip out because these had something on both sides. And then I added in some critters too, just because, you know, why not? Added a slug, and then I added some tea. The tea I just glued on with art glitter glue. There's nothing in there. I put some, to make dirt, I like to use tea grounds. I love how it lays flat. If this was built up, it would lay flatter, and I would like that better. So this one does have something in it. I don't remember what. A little something. Oh, it's a little tag. I figured out that that's supposed to be in there. I used the insects and flowers, and it was really easy. Seriously, it was. You might have to rewatch over and over again. I used Collage Page, and this is a real leaf out of, Claudine gave me that. She had some beautiful red maples. Now this comes in a kit. It's like a lot to put together, but I hand cut each one of these. Oh my gosh. It's kind of fun, actually. I like it. I think I would make cardboard and maybe less pages. I did put a little string up there. Maybe 10 pages might be more fun. Tammy, I can see you doing something really grungy with this. I like that. This tree was intended to be this way, but it can go either way. And I found the fabric that kind of matched with the tabs, so I liked it. Or, it, you know, it matched the front of the journal, so it looked like it worked. Now, again, this has stuff on the back, so I made it so it'd slip out. All of them do. And I stamped that upside down, the little round thing, so I put a bug on top of it so it wouldn't be so noticeable. I should have backed these and they'd stay in there better, but you know, it's for me. I don't care. Walking sticks remind me of my childhood. Let's see, for my tabs, did you measure the first for placement? No, I did not. You know what I did? I counted my pages, and then I'd make this mistake every time. So how many pages did I say? I said I had 42 pages. So I counted 10 off, so that makes me have 32 pages. So then I took 32 and divided it by, I thought was going to be 5 tabs. Did not work that way. And then I would have, there's a whole, you know, you don't want to count 42 pages and then you put a tab at the very beginning. So I counted in 5 pages and at the back 5 pages, and then I started putting a tab. I've learned that making the tabs isn't very easy, and I should have measured how much space they were going to be, because I did have, you can see I'm off by maybe a ½ inch down here. But that's the way to do it. Don't just count your pages and then divide, because it doesn't work that way at all. You have to add or take away like however many you want in the front and how many you want in the back. That's just on there. And I added bugs. I didn't know what I was, oh, wait a minute. I guess I have to turn. That has that. Whoop, whoop. So, and see, what I did first was I was going to put that there, but then, you know, you see how it's hanging. It hangs crooked, so it hung off. So I thought, well, I guess I'll add strings. There's always a way out, you know. Let's see. Did anybody else ask questions I missed? If you did, re-say it, because I'm not paying attention. I need to be paying attention over there, because, you know, what on earth happened here? Oh. Crinkle wrinkles, yum, yum, yum. It almost needs to be brought up here. So here, let me put this under there. There we go. And again, this has bugs on the back. Not that anybody's going to see it unless they know. You know, if you know, you know, right? A little stenciling there. I did like this tab idea. I thought it was kind of fun. I've done that before, but not with just ephemera. I have so many different pieces of ephemera, it's ridiculous. And I used some Edith Holden behind. I did get tired of fussy cutting. Don't suggest you do that unless you're just a love fussy cutting, because I did until I had to do 42 pages worth, and then I did not love it any longer. And I don't like the sharp, see, this had a sharp edge and that had a sharp edge, so I covered up the little edge with the guy. So cool, Miss Glitter, Miss Michelle. You know, maybe I should put that side on. Does that side look better? I think it does, actually. I like that side better. That's just on there. Oh, I swallowed my cough drop, you guys. See, and I didn't pay attention where I put the thing either, so. Oh, well. Life will go on. I decided that when I make a new journal, you know, like this spine, I probably don't know if I'll do the spine again. If I do, I might go ahead and sell the journal. But I think in order for it to be even saleable, I almost, you know, it needs a lot more ephemera in it, because, you know, it's all squish. So I think I have to keep it. So there you go. That's the end. This is a 7 Gypsies bookboard thing that was in the freebie pile. So anyway, see how tight that is, and how I don't like that. I don't like it. See, but I do love that. And it looks like a braid when you're done, and you can squish these together. I hope I explained it all good enough for you guys. And you can definitely tell when you're tight, when your stitch is tight or not. What I originally was going to do with this was, but see, Joy forgets as soon as she starts, and that's the problem. I was going to take, well, not this, but you know, let's pretend. I was going to take and make a spine like this and have it all prettied and over, but I forgot, and I don't know that I want to cover, so I'm going to leave it like this now. Anyway, any questions about this at all? If you do, just put it in the comments. I hope I'd explained it good enough. I hope that you have the directions enough. I want to show you a few things I've been working on today, just for fun. I was going to do one. These are like the, you know, the style I was doing before with Amity Bloom. Anyway, she does this kind of stuff. She takes out magazine pictures and then she just does stuff. I don't know if I like this one. I liked it like this. And then I decided I would try to put this, and then I didn't like it. And I don't know if I don't like it now. So I was going to make this my cover, but once I put that in, I didn't like it. I guess I could take it out and do something else there. Anyway, but these are just, you know, flat back. I mean, they need to be put on a page in a book. So that might be what I do now. I don't know. What is today? Today is like the... see, I'm gonna have to do something else because I can't do Christmas, and well, I can, but I want to do Christmas only in July. I don't want to, so I might go back to this style. I picked up a page and I was gonna make one for you guys, but I think I'm just gonna call it. Let's see. Tell me how you did what? Place the pine pieces. Pine pieces in my book. There wasn't pine in this, was there? No. What are you talking about? How I place the pine pieces. Is that what you really meant? Yes, you can post pine pieces. Was there something in the back? Did you guys see pine pieces? Tammy, what do you mean? Pine pieces. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Are you seeing the pine? Any pine? I don't see pine. I don't know. I could just add more ephemera, but, you know, like more pockets and more stuff. I thought the tabs would help, you know, to pucker it up. And it did before I put this cording in. And once I put the cording in, it was just like, whee. Then it made it twice as thick again. So just something to keep in mind. I'm sure if you had a smaller journal, it wouldn't be doing it like this. Okay, Tammy, did you leave the building? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see pine. Anyway, put it in there. I will try to answer later if you, because I don't know what you meant. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me. So, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, ring the bell. I do all kinds of journals. Oh, here they come. I guess it's been delayed. Great. Spine pieces. Oh. How did I do the spine pieces? You mean the extra spine I was going to put on there? Oh, did I measure? That's what you're talking about. Did I measure the spine tab pieces? You want me to explain the tab stuff again? Is that what you mean? That's what you mean. Okay. Again, let's see. Better, Joy, this time. So to make it even in your journal, you would count the pages that you have. remembering that you don't want to put a tab on the very first page. Okay, so you count however many pages you want to go in. Since I had 32, I had 32 pages. And the other thing is, I, oh, wait a minute, not the front ones. You're talking about these, not the front tabs? No, the tabs. Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about. All right, sorry. So I left 5 in the front, 5 in the back, and then I had 30 pages to put in here. Now, if I would have thought about that better, you should measure how wide your tabs are and see how they fit on your page. So maybe 3 bigger tabs would have been better to fit on here. And then I divided the remaining pages, so I tried to have even amounts. Oh, the spine tabs. Well, let me finish this since I started. So I wanted to have kind of even amounts, but the way I decorate before I put tabs on, and so you might run into where one doesn't fit on there, like perhaps a tab didn't fit here, so I had to go forward a page. So you have to keep that in mind too. Okay, so now you're asking about the holes being punched. Let's see. The tabs, you punched the holes in. The back tabs, you punched the holes in. Not the tab. No. No, the tabs. No. The spine tab. These tabs. Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about these tabs? Boy, can you give me a heart? And that's quicker, and then I'll know that that's what you're talking about. All I did was take random pieces of ephemera. Okay. Phew. 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 Oh my goodness. Look, I have buckets and buckets of this type of ephemera. So I used a million different kinds because I didn't want them to lap. Thank you. Okay, sorry guys. I didn't want them to match up, I wanted them to look weird. If you did want them to look perfect, you would have to cut one in half and put it on the other page, and then the handmade would say handmade. But you want to make sure that wherever you're punching your holes at, that they're large enough to go over. If you can see right there, I didn't hardly have it where it was going to be close enough. So, all right. What were you really asking about them? The spine tab. Let's see. What I used? Or what did you ask? Wait a minute. Spine. Spine. Oh my, this is like, I think, did that answer your question? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yes. So I just use random. You can see how much randomness there is. I used large, small. Some of them were thinner, and I got rid of some of my thinner ones. But most of them were thicker cardstock ones. And you can just see, all I did was fold it over, make sure that it was far enough over that it caught that. Did I cover first? Oh, if you measured where they were before you punched the holes. Yeah, I started out not measuring. I punched the holes, and then I decided the paper wasn't going to be thick enough. And then I decided what I could do. And I had some pre-made tabs that I thought I've used, I used before. Here, hang on. Let me grab my book. I think I know where it's at. Yes, I do. Hang on. Except for I got other journals in the way. Okay, so I don't know if you remember when I did this in, see, I had pre-made tabs that are like this, and I was going to use those. Originally, I was going to use this kind of spine. Okay, so then I remembered I found the other thing and told Penny about it, and then, you know, we decided we were going to do that. So I was going to use these, but these have a hole much bigger, and so I decided to make my own holes. Did you cover first? Okay, no, I did not cover it first. I punched the holes in the paper so they would be even. I used one as a template and I put it on top, and then I punched like the next one and did it one at a time so I didn't get off with the holes. And then I went back through and if you watch the last video on, what is today, Thursday, it was Monday's video, I showed how I did these tabs. So I just took random piece of paper, folded it over, I put it down under, pretend there's a hole there. How about I go to this one? Here, I can show you here. Pretend this hole is on the edge. So I went in and then I took my pencil and I marked where it was at, and then I took it off and then I folded it over, and where that pencil was at, I punched the hole and then I glued it. And how annoying was that? So if you could guess where those holes were going to be and have like a template, you could save yourself a whole lot of work because it took me a lot of work to do that, because I had to do each one like this, you know, doing that, putting the thing, taking it out, flipping it over, punching the hole, flipping it back over, gluing it, making sure that it was matched up to the silly little hole. So if you had a template that would do all of that, like I think I would make a hard template for hole punching, period. And then I think I would like lay it, like if you had, pretend this is your template and you had hole, 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 then you could lay it down and know where to glue these at. And then you could take your template and put your other piece on top of it, you know, like so, and then just go punch, punch, punch. It would be so much easier than what I did. But no, I did it the hard way because I didn't know what I was doing. Does that answer your question? Oh my goodness, I hope so. The Journal Buddy ruler works great for such things. Yes, it does. Did I say hi, T? Hi, T. Anyway, I'm going to fix this and put this behind and maybe put my 2025 thing and be done. Okay? Okay. Any other questions? Nope. Wait a minute. You could have glued them. Well, yeah, I could have glued them on. Wait a minute. You're trying to hurry. I know you are. You could have glued them to your original. Yeah. And then, yeah. I think that's what I just said, wasn't it? I could have, if I would have made it some sort of a hard template, then I could have just laid it beside it and said, okay, that goes there. I mean, I would have these holes, so it would go put the tab, put the tab, put the tab, and then put it on, and then punch. Yeah. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. All right, if you have any other questions, write them below. I'm going for now, and I will see you next. Let's see, I'm on a Monday, 7:30 Central Time, and Thursdays at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time, which I guess that's it. Okay, I will see you next time. Remember, your day is full of choices, so choose joy, guys. Bye-bye.